Hitmakers aren't special, they just use hit songwriting techniques, and hit songwriting is a dopamine game. Hitmakers write intentionally, while others write sporadically, guessing, and in the end achieve nothing. Hi, my name is Dylan, and I teach people how to craft better songs and write hit songs. When I started my career as a songwriter, I used to wonder why my songs did not slap like that. I used to wonder what are the greats doing that I'm not doing? Why are their songs better than mine? I used to write songs that I'm proud of, but I knew deep down, this is not a hit. This is not it. Personally, inside me, I felt it. I knew that I'm not there yet. I used to think it's a lack of talent, or yeah, I used to think it's a lack of talent. But once I knew it was not lack of talent, but it's the use of wrong methods, use of wrong formulas and techniques. That's when I knew. That's when I got some enlightenment. So the greats do not have better talent than you because there are songwriters who write better songs than the famous celebrities, right? The Chris Brown, Drake, but their songwriters have little to no clout. So their songwriters, what is it that the difference is only in their numbers. Chris Brown has Chris Brown has more numbers compared to Leon Thomas, right? But Leon Thomas, we can say, is the one who we can say is still a good writer. I don't want to compare the two in songwriting, but he's still a good writer, right? So what is it that these greats use? What is this song technique that they use that you find a song is very addictive, you get hooked to it? So the greats use these special specific techniques, methods and formulas. It's not about your talent, it's not about your skill, no. It's about using the correct methods and formulas and techniques. So the fastest way to write better songs and hit song is through use of dopamine techniques and hit song formulas. What are these dopamine techniques? Dopamine triggers. It's the use of dopamine trigger. As I've said, this songwriting is a dopamine game, all in your brain. So once you learn how to trigger the brain's dopamine using these techniques, you've already won. Because what's a hit song? What's a good song? A song that gets the listener hooked is a song that makes the listener feel good every time. Like when they listen to your song, they feel good every time. That's why they keep coming back to it, and that's what result in a listener being hooked to your song. That's basically it. So, what are these dopamine triggers? As I've said, this songwriting is a dopamine game, and dopamine is a chemical in the brain that it is the feel good chemical. Whenever you feel good, that's dopamine being released in the brain. It's the chemical released when one is happy, chemical released when one has sex, is the chemical released when one eats a good food. Yeah, it's the feel good chemical. So in order for you to write better songs, you need to learn how to trigger dopamine in your listener's brain. And the fastest way to write better songs is through the use of dopamine triggers and hit song techniques. What are these dopamine triggers? Examples. We can use melodic patterns. Melodic pattern, like the brain loves pattern. Whenever the listener listens to a song and recognizes a special type of pattern, that's when and recognizes a pattern, it releases dopamine in the brain. You get me? It releases dopamine in the brain because of this pattern recognition. That's one. Another one is the use of, we can say, it's the use of repetition. When you take notice of hit songs, they use a lot of repetition, and this one especially, repetition is I can say the most effective. Personally, I can say that it's the most in my experience, is the most effective. It's what gets listeners listening to. That's why a chorus repeats twice, and that's why a chorus is the most catchy part of a song. You get me? Yeah, most of the songs, the most catchiest part is the chorus. That's why, because it repeats twice, and that repetition sticks in the brain. That's what gets the listener hooked. So, as I've said, these songwriters write intentionally. They do not guess. What I was doing wrong is I used to put on a beat and write through guesswork. I did not know about any methods, any formulas. I thought it was only talent. I thought that your talent will win you, awards will win you everything. But it's not a matter of talent. It's a matter of using methods and formulas and special types of techniques. So I used to write songs out of raw, pure talent, but like it's not it. But once through repetition, no. But once I got to learn of these methods and formulas, I came once I got to learn of these methods and formulas, I came to change how I wrote my songs, right? So I started applying more repetition to my song and more dopamine triggers in my songs, and that's what made my songs better. Like coming from 4 years ago or 5 years ago, the songs I wrote then and the songs that I'm writing now, there's a huge difference. Like right now, I write good songs. I can't help but write good songs. I can't help but write good songs. I can't help but write good songs. That's how it is. Yeah, that's how it is because of these methods. And it's easy. That's the fastest way to write good songs because the use of these methods. One of them I've told you is repetition, use of patterns, right? These are examples. So I'll be teaching more on this, but the key, the meat of this video, the meat of this video is how to write the fastest way to write better songs is the use of hit song techniques and hit songwriting formulas and methods. What are these hit songwriting techniques, formulas, and methods? I've told you one, repetition, and the other melodic patterns. And the rest I'll keep telling you, and the rest I'll teach you in the next videos. As I'm also preparing an ebook to give you all the knowledge I have on how to craft better songs, the words to use, the sentences to use, the dopamine triggers to use. I've told you it's the use of hit song triggers and hit song methods. Hit song triggers and hit song methods. Hit song triggers are the ones which are where dopamine gets released the most. There are certain type of triggers placed intentionally in a song. Like for example, a transition. Like yeah, let me give you an example. Now, like let me give an example. Like Travis Scott, the new song Travis Scott has just released called PBT, which has featured Vybz Kartel. When it comes to the Vybz Kartel part, the beats transition, the beat switches, and that there is what creates better songs. It's not the ordinary boring song. And also, to prove this method of transition that is correct, you can also go back to Travis Scott's song with Drake called Sicko Mode. When it comes to Drake's part, there's a beat transition. These are the types of triggers that make the song better and better. And tell me that these songs aren't good. The songs are good. So that is it today. I was teaching you how to write the fastest way to write better song, and it is through the use of dopamine triggers and techniques. My name is Dylan, and I teach people how to write and craft better songs and hit songs. This is my first video of 2016. There's more to the tip of the iceberg that you haven't seen yet. Thank you. As I'm also learning how to speak on YouTube, so bear with me. It will get better with time because I have a lot to share with you guys. Please like and subscribe, and also share my channel because you don't need anything else. What I teach you here will make your song You will make your song how you want it to be. I know you write songs and you feel like there's something missing. This is the thing that's missing. Thank you.